Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world. We're back to continue our playthrough of Total War Attila, featuring the Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD mod. We left off, we've finally found some peace as we strengthen and position ourselves to continue our expansion. And we got a few loose ends right now that we can take a look at ourselves. I think we're going to go ahead, and I've decided, some of you commenters have helped on this one in particular. You've been urging it, and I've finally decided to take this first step, and that is replace Mr. Discontent here. Good old Eustace. We are going to kick him out of the governorship over, I think it's Nottingham is where he is. Yeah, Mercia. And replace him with a family member of our own. And the one we have available that doesn't have a home right at the moment is over here, William, son of our brother. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's find the governorships here. Let's find Eustace. And this is going to feel good. Getting rid of Mr. I'm not a happy guy kind of guy here. So let's highlight him, kick him out of office, and let's see if we can't get William in his place. And I do think we'll keep it up in Mercia as opposed to anywhere else, at least at the moment. I think we're okay, and if I've made the wrong choice by that, we still do have other governorships available to assign, but we're going to just hold on to Nottingham with William. Now we do have the ability for perks, or now we have a small army there. The small army will be there most of the time. Public order is in pretty good shape there. So as far as edicts go in Nottingham, I think we can afford to continue with the rural way houses, just to help our growth and wealth. Something else I've taken a look at is we have this wonderful coming of age individual over here in Richard, who is now working on building an army. But I think as our heir, it would be very suitable to find him a bride so we can continue the family line and strengthen the family line that way. So what we're going to do is I kind of did the boring searching part, and we're going to see if we can make something happen. And didn't feel like it would be appropriate to have you all watch as I clicked on all these areas to see who might have a bride available for us. And I found one out there that we're going to take a look at. The King of Bohemia, I believe. So let's find the Kingdom of Bohemia. Has a very appropriate bride. Not that this location is vital to my future plans. I'm more interested in strengthening the family line and continuing our family line here.
In the name of the state, welcome. Speak as a friend or as an enemy, but do so with honesty.
Well, our honesty is going to tell you that we want most likely someone who might be your sister. So let's arrange a marriage. There's a couple available here, to be quite honest. We only are interested in one. We don't need the unfaithful one. That's not going to help our chances of continuing and strengthening the family line. We will take a look at Anezka. She brings to the table some excellent personal influence and some extra cunning. For her husband, she is interested in Richard the heir, and that's who I am interested in partnering her with. We have a moderate chance of success just straight up here without having to offer anything else. We'll just take a look and see if there is any other demands in here that make sense. Really not at the moment. And being moderate, we'll just look and see for a straight up trade, I think. And they have accepted?
Though our dignity is undoubtedly affronted by this offer, I reluctantly accept.
You pretend to be affronted. I don't think so. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Diplomatic marriage will change our relations in a heartbeat. That's for dang sure. Now if we now double check our family tree down here. In fact, there he is off to the side now. He's moved within the family tree now that he's gained a wife. So we'll see if that becomes a productive marriage in the way that I hope. And finally, some things to wrap up this turn to keep ourselves moving forward is we did gain...
Commander?
Okay, we got one more turn here. Sorry. I was getting ready to move over the spearmen, but we've got to wait one more turn. I'm only actually going to transfer the 3 spearmen over to the King's army. But I figured since we've been having to hire so many dang spearmen, I'd go ahead and get hired on the next one back when we could afford it. And we'll kind of go forward from there. The other thing we'll do is we have the option, as I was briefly talking before, to moving up to York. That was the original plan. It's going to take a lot longer to do that. And there are some slight benefits stat-wise to the Hospitalers that we were going to hire that we have been using. But guess what? They're very minor differences. So in order to save time to get this army moving and secure the islands by going against Scotland, it was pointed out to me and I clicked on it, looked at it, and totally just let it be and forgot about it, thinking that I wanted to get the Hospitalers. But I have totally adequate other replacements here in our English foot knights. You can see one of the few differences down here between the English foot knights and the Hospitalers is, for instance, the melee attack is a little higher down here than up here, but the melee damage is the same, and most of the other stats are the same, so they're essentially equal. There's not a huge difference or upgrade here, so we're going to go ahead and hire... Well, I guess we don't have enough nobles now, do we, over here in Dublin? So we were hopeful to be able to fill it up over here, so we will have to take a trip to York. And if Dublin gets under control, the King's army itself may make that trip to York, whatever speeds things along as best as possible. Our public order is still not a strength over here in Dublin. In fact, that might have been the best place for the governor I just assigned our family member, but we can always hire if necessary. If it turns out it'll help us move out of here quicker, we'll take our chance with yet another noble. We don't have any more male children coming of age, at least right away. We have plenty of daughters. So if need be, we can hire another noble, and perhaps one of our princesses, our daughters, would be a nice match, nice partner for that person to help secure some loyalty also. All right, so I don't think we're going to take a look at spending anything else. I think we're going to start moving on to the next turn. If we take a look here, all the provinces at the moment, I have the green upward arrow except for Wessex, but we've already built the building that's going to change that. So we're all in very good shape at the moment temporarily. And let's get on to the next turn, and we will see you on the other side.
I dislike begging, but we require money. Surely you can help your good friends.
I dislike begging, but we will beg. Defensive alliance. We all know the reasons why I'm not going to do that.
As long as our strength remains, we would be honored to count you as friends and more.
And I am actually fine with that one. Let's just see if the probability of success, if we have a chance to gain some money out of it or not. So we'll counter offer. Moderate, probably not. So we'll just sign on for the non-aggression pact. All right, wavering loyalty. Eustace, rumor has it this man's loyalty is wavering. If we are to avoid civil war, we must ensure that it does not fall any further. Well, if you are going to revolt, bring it on, Eustace. You're not in as strong a position as you once were. And consumption. Grabbed us. Got to get my army out of there before the army succumbs to this yet again. That poor king is snake bit. Okay, let's take a look at our army here in Dublin. And right now the army is not full of pestilence, but we gotta wait one more freaking turn before we can get out of here. What are the odds, everybody, that we gain the pestilence and plague again in the king's army? I hope not. So in the meantime, rather than bringing our force over here and Nottingham over there to pass off
At your command.
the spearmen, we are going to move this force up to York.
To your duties, men.
And we are safe in York. The sanitation is good. I quickly check. Don't need all our armies gaining the plague yet again. We'll take a look and see what we are able to hire up here. We do have some nobles available to increase our ranks. Now, we did the dismounted Hospitaller Knights. I still need a couple more if the noble population is available.
It is a great and glorious thing to serve your people.
And it's not there, but guess what? We do have dismounted Templar Knights that can fill in those ranks. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Are you ready to serve?
And between these two and the English Knights that we hired, there are our 3. I am actually thinking I will hire one more mounted knight unit. And I'm not sure that there's not, stat-wise, there's really not a difference. So we'll go with the mounted Templar Knights here. We have the funds.
Sign up, lads, for a good and glorious life.
And that will round out the king's army with those hires. A formidable one, indeed. In fact, we'll probably trail our move north to Scotland with this army, just to have the extra billmen, just to have that little bit of extra in case we have reinforcements and 2 different armies over here to deal with in addition. So that's kind of the plan over here. Also, the army led by Ralph. All right, we completed construction of a physician. That's in London, so we should be in good shape health-wise over here. Let's take a look exactly. Sanitation is now +4. So if we are ever able to build a building, and I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll see if we can keep ourselves income focused. Wow, we could upgrade the school to help with research rate. We don't quite have the funds for that. I'm kind of looking at, and our public order down here is positive, so we can afford a building here. An iron mine for 1 could be a possibility for income. We'll just take a look at a few others also. We do need food down here. It looks like we're about to grow again, potentially. We definitely could use some fields down here also, because we do not have enough food in this area, and that hurts our public order. So rather than move against income, which has been hanging in there okay for us, let's see if we can't deal with some of the food issues down here with a field. We should grow again fairly soon if we want to go for the purely income method also. Eustace, Spearman, and that's pretty much all the new messages we have here. We still do have some more funds to spend. We'll see if there's any city that's looking in need. Mercia, well, yeah, we moved our army out of there and everything else. Let's just pop in on Nottingham till our governor gets up to speed. Maybe there's something we can do to help out. Not really right away. Not really. And growth isn't amazingly fast, but eventually we'll be able to get another public order building there. And by then our governor, one of our family members, hopefully will be more up to speed to help public order more. We got a few miscellaneous units we can see about moving. One of those is Edward to get him onto the continent, so we'll move him down here. And rather than go to sea, I guess we could have kept him at sea and moved him into our port at Rouen, but oh well.
How can I assist you further? On the move!
I am a shadow.
Hubert, let's go take a look over at Inverness and get a
Would
peek
that
at
I
the
were
armies
swift
over
as the
here.
angels.
And we can see exactly what we're looking at. Scottish longbowmen do exist. Some pike units. And we kind of have vision on everybody at the moment. So we're going to come back and see if we can't position you in the middle. So if we ever kind of lose the info on both these armies, we can send you back and forth to keep track of these guys.
How can I assist you?
Hello, Arthur. You are our eyes that we are going to be sending south. Our newest spy added to the fold. Remember, with this spy, Arthur, we want to send him down to Switzerland to try and get an eye on what those negative
Can I assist you
events
further?
are that are happening and hurting our public order down there. And then we will keep our priests where they are to help out with the public order. That great job they're doing in their 2 provinces. All right, I'm just going to bounce around from city to city. We have some funds, 4,027, that we may want to spend. I'll see if there's any buildings I want to look at. Before we do that, though, we're going to send up to Dijon our newest general, our heir. We're going to get him moved up here. Kind of a marshy area according to the map here, I guess. I think that's what that pop-up means. But we're gonna cross the border over here into Dijon.
Ready for battle.
See if we have the ability to fortify,
Is that all?
and we do.
Look to the defenses.
And we are gonna park here temporarily and see if we are able to do some levying of units. And right at the moment we have available a dismounted Templar Knight, of all things. Not too many other choices at the moment. Hopefully we will gain more levies from Dijon in the process for future turns, but let's get this guy levied away. Not a bad first addition to this little army. I think we're going to come down here to Bern, and we do have some issues with public order at the moment, mainly due to the event. But something that's adding to the public order, or is a downward pressure on the public order, is the fact that we don't have enough food for our own territory here. So we're going to see if we want to add something, say a cattle herd, a pigsty, a wheat field, or a sheep herd. That's plus 40 food, plus 60 food, plus 70 food. So I think we're just going to go with the cattle herd, just to get the initial boost from food. And that's probably about all we'll be able to do as far as any building this turn. Say, Eustace we took out of office. His happiness and loyalty is still at 2. I thought it might drop down to 1. By removing him from office, he'd take a hit that way, but he has not yet. And John is hanging steady at 3 loyalty. So with all that information under our belts, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next turn. We'll see you on the other side as per usual.
I speak as the representative of my most august people. You would do well to listen.
All right, we have Scotland wanting a marriage and trying to see if he can arrange the marriage. Who is he wanting us to marry? The king. Yeah, that would make attacking quite difficult now, wouldn't it? So we're going to pass on that. And to be quite honest, she's worth more than 1,200. My biased opinion. Look at her. Look at her influences and perks that she brings to the table.
My people may well be saddened by your choice, for we are a society of deep, honest feelings. We always remember with honor those we consider to be friends. Do you not wish to be counted in that number?
Yeah, and we're not interested in doing anything down here, as you know. And the reason I'm really focused down here, I could look to expand wherever, but the reason I'm interested in focusing down here is it brings us into potential battle as we expand with a variety of different factions, especially eventually the Almohad Caliphate, just so we can see some different factions, different armies, different units, and have that experience in this playthrough for all of you to see. So that's really why I'm interested in expanding down here, for no other real reason other than that. But we're going to decline. Oh, we have a little elopement here. Ralph, one of my generals, is interested in our daughter that I've kind of been hanging on to, looking for the best spot for her. Now I can give my blessing. I lose control that way, and we marry Ralph with Joan. I have a feeling that will improve his loyal drastically, and if he's going to be a general in my army, maybe this is one of the places that is good for us to send our daughter, kind of thinking. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and give our blessing on this particular one. If you have ideas on why this was right or wrong, this decision, please, let me know in the comments your opinion, so we can share it with everybody else on different plans, different strategies, why you would, why you wouldn't have done this. But we're going to give our blessing on this. Population surplus in Normandy, Rouen, Kingdom of Navarre, and the Kingdom of Norway. Well, Norway just excels at declaring war, so that's a non-issue. We have constructed our fields over in Sussex. We have constructed a large city. Where were we doing that? Oh, Bern. Okay. We've recruited our English foot knights. We've gained some household units. Who has gained them? That's the question. Martin, who is a governor somewhere, but it'll help public order wherever he is. That's a good one. So we actually have an executioner, and we can take a look at where we have a governor that might need some help with public order. Well, Mercia could be one of those where we can get a quick executioner over there so we don't take any more hits while that governor gains abilities. So let's head up that way. And we could easily add the executioner up here. There he is. Automatically, boom, once he's installed, a +5 to our public order. Let's just see if there's anything else that could be of use sanitation or order-wise at the moment. No, we'll keep those in reserve. But we do have a rank to be gained from to Martin. Let's go find out where Martin is at. Up in York. And he is our governor here. Take a quick peek at the conditions of York before we assign him promotions. It's +2 sanitation and +10 public order. Well, basically because we have an army there. If we take that army out, it's flat. So it would be nice to gain some public order from our governor up there. Let's see what our options are. And look at that. We have public order that we have reached and public order that we are going to take. And York will not be an issue, or should not be an issue anymore once we move our army out of there. Okay, I think we did the hiring over here in Dublin.
Ready for orders.
Yes, we did. We are able to move, and that is just what we shall do. In fact, let's see if we can get over here to Wales. Their sanitation is good, and ours, we do not have any pestilence with our army, so it's time to get out of Dublin. Let's get out of Dodge here. Going to take a hit on public order big time, so we're going to have to look at getting that back under control. That is going to have to be an immediate focus if I'm getting the army out of here, but I definitely do not want to risk plague. Plus we got to get moving over here to get the new units for our army. So let's do this. We're going to move over across the way to Wales. If for some reason I can't get things in order, we may have to move and park outside the city over here. to see if we can help with the order that way. But we're going to move ahead hoping we can get things under control.
Get to it, man.
Oh! Well, we're trespassing now, guys. He did not. I should have taken him, rather than pressing just a little trick, and I forget it every now and then. If you press on the city, it automatically paths a land route. If you want to move via sea, you got to move individually into the water. Then you can move across the water. So you just saw a mistake, and I know better. But, you know. So we upset them a little bit. What the heck? We might as well, if he's in this direction, get him moving to York next turn. Oh boy. Now it's time. Let's take a look. Public order is plummeting. It's negative. Well, I guess it could be. We've had worse, haven't we? We've had worse. Growth is still a little ways off. So I think what we need to look at doing is installing a governor over here to the city of Dublin. Let's see who we might have available. We do have 2 governorships open and available. And we're going to have to hire one, but we have the funds for right now to be able to do that. Any of these guys stand out. Administrator improves the tax rate, which is not a bad start. Supply helps with replenishment, and politician gains influence. Well, I think we're just going to go with Randolph, the administrator, and install him over in Ireland. And right off the bat, temporarily, as far as what we want to, and I think, did I just see Randolph has good loyalty at 7, so it's nice to know. You know, it's kind of a roll of the dice when you hire the candidates into position as far as what their loyalty is going to be. But his loyalty started out nice. I'm happy with that. We can do an edict, and we are going to do totally, initially at least, till things are under control. We're going to do the one that helps public order right here. We're going to empower the local ruler. Take a little bit of a hit on income at first with the tax rate, but it does reduce our maintenance costs. Let's see down here with our heir if we have any other recruiting available. And we have someone else to levy, a dismounted chevalier. And not some bad units that we're recruiting here. This levying of troops, we're getting some nice quality troops out of this, aren't we now? Now the other one we levied showed up here, but it doesn't show up here now. So perhaps there's a delay or a time frame before they appear after we levy. I'm assuming that is the case here. Or do I need to, rather than click on the individual units, click on this? Well, that levies all of them. There we go. That is what I had to do to complete the hire. So by not clicking on that button, he apparently does not appear in the army. So we'll remember that. We missed out on that great initial unit, but we got a decent backup. So we'll remember that process for future. And hopefully this saves you any problems, y'all, when you try to do this in your own playthroughs. What do you know? Now, Orleans would be nice. We do have food. Be nice if we could get them built up. But why don't we see about if we get some more food going even. We're already taking a hit to public order. But then if we grow fast enough and we're close to expanding, we can then focus on a public order building that may help us. So let's see if we can gain. We have the sanitation available 1. So all these only adds 1 squalor, which would keep our sanitation at acceptable levels. If we were to wait and try to increase the settlement size, that could be also another way to combat things. Population density is moderate. The upgrade would cost 9,000. So maybe what we do for Orleans, our best interest there is to upgrade the city to the next level. So we'll hold off on any spending.
How can I serve you?
All right, Edward, we're going to keep you moving. We'll probably send you down towards the Iberian Peninsula to give us some eyes down there while we send our spy down too. In fact, just so I don't forget, or so in case I forget to move him each turn, we're just going to tell him, this is your target. Let's go down here, Arthur. Oh, is that too far for you to be able to have a movement target? So we'll do it one at a time, a turn at a time.
Would that I were as swift as the angels.
I am a shadow.
And Hubert, our spy, we still don't see there, and we do still see here. So I guess if we want to keep tabs, we're just going to have to do a little back and forth movement.
I go.
And I don't think there's any real changes here. It's been a couple turns since we've dropped in on the Duchy of Bavaria to see if they're open for some trade. Let's take a quick peek.
Hail! As requested, I give ear to your just and undoubtedly noble requests.
And all of a sudden it says the likelihood of success is high. Let's take or ask for a small payment. Maybe a slightly larger payment. And give it a shot. And they have accepted at
Your
last.
words have a noble honesty about them and are fair and just. I willingly accept your offer.
And since we're here, since we're levying troops from the Duchy of Burgundy, let's go ahead and see if they're open to some
In the name
trade
of the state,
now.
welcome. Speak as a friend or as an enemy, but do so with honesty.
And we will honestly ask you for trade. It's moderate chance of success. Have you softened towards us yet? Nope. All right, we're sitting at around 5,440. We're saving that up for growing a city, so I think we've pretty much done everything we need to this turn. So let's get ready for the next turn. Let's get our army from trespassing anymore in the Kingdom of Scotland and move forward. All right, Eustace, this man we know very well. He can waver away if that's all he's going to do. Waver, waver, waver away. We do have forces not far away if he becomes an issue. Population surplus in Essex, which is a nice, and population surplus in Aquitaine. We know about these, but we're not building at the moment there. We have completed our cattle herd in Switzerland, so hopefully that will help our food situation there, which may then carry over to happiness and contentment for our citizens. And we completed Wessex. Let's take a peek at Wessex and see if they're improving. I'm curious. And it has stabilized at least. So we have a building that has helped us out tremendously all of a sudden. The next level of castle does show that it helps public order also. So that's another option to move public order up. We can afford to build it now, but I think I have higher priorities down to the south here in Orléans. Right there. Let's see what we're looking like down here. We can gain the larger city here. And I think we're just going to commit right now to this large city while we have the funds. And then we'll build up funds again for any other miscellaneous units we need to continue growing. William has gained a trait. He is now considered a patriot. Plus authority, plus loyalty. Awesome. I guess his wife, his wife is keeping our heir happy, I guess. Good news. Good news. We got some of our knights. We can get the king's army, it looks like, back to 100%. We've got our public order edict issued in Ireland, so we'll have to, in fact, while we're thinking about it, let's take a look and see how the public order is looking. It's not good. It's not deteriorating at an alarming rate anymore. What we can look at is we may, even with the pestilence growing there, we may, if we're lucky, expand and we can build something to help the public order. In addition to growing the city here and getting it so that the population density is even less, that's all good stuff, although the population density has more to do with squalor as opposed to happiness. Oh, and we have some promotions here, so let's take a look at which John, which Henry, and which Edmund this may be that have earned a promotion. Down in Edinburgh, let's find out.
Ready for battle.
Oh, this is King John who gained a promotion, of all things, is what it looks like. Let's get him down to York at the moment.
Your next
We're going to see if we can't fortify so we don't take attrition. And let's see if you have a promotion and what we can do with it. We can right away, you know, I'm happy with your army's integrity, even though it is shrinking slightly. I'm kind of interested in improving the battle speed movement for us. And we're probably done at the moment recruiting. So let's see if we can improve our campaign movement also. And that's how we'll do our promotions there. Henry, let's go find out where you are, Lyon. So you're our newest governor here, helping out in Lyon. And Lyon is challenged with some public order issues. Authority, if we were to pump up a couple, that will definitely help with public order. So we'll start there, building up the authority first. And if it turns out we need some more, we can build down to this level also. Early in the game, I was overlooking authority as a way for our governors to build public order also. I often would use it as a link to the base public order increase, but you can also build the authority with, or the public order with the authority. And finally, we have Edmund down in Switzerland doing a bang-up job down there for us.
How can I serve you?
But there's nothing else that's going to help his inspiration of the public. So we'll just kind of build up his different stats to keep him protected. If we build this up, it means some of his agent actions costs are reduced. Not that we're using a lot of expensive agent actions, but we'll just build up his cunning. We've gained another household executioner, it looks like. So let's find another province where we could use such help. Now we sent a governor to Ireland, I do believe. Did we already send an executioner there, or was that to Nottingham? So let's go pop into Ireland. And take a peek at our governor there, and guess what? We don't have an executioner here yet, so this will definitely help the public order that we're struggling with here also. Good timing on the household member that we just picked up. Good timing. Yeah, and that's everything over here. That's why I always check these out, because there's some nice surprises sometimes to be found in there. Let's get Edward back on the move. And we'll send him this way, because he's headed down to the Iberian Peninsula for us. And in our spy, let's see if I can auto-move him to Switzerland now. There we go. I think what I was doing is clicking on the city, and there was nothing for him to do in the city, so it wasn't letting him move. That probably was my mistake, rather than clicking just outside the city. Let's take a look at who's available levy-wise down here. Ooh, nice. Nice knights. Levy. And the army builds. Now that we know the proper way to build the army. We'll take a peek over at Inverness. And hopefully I'll notice when one more unit gets added to these armies or something. But right now I think we're pretty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 besides the general, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 besides the general. Now, how long from episode to episode is it going to take me to forget that? It's probably going to be forgotten by the end of this episode. Hopefully y'all can shout out if you're noticing any buildup before we're able to get to these areas. We'll move this army up here. Let's see if we can't trade off some units.
Advance!
And we can afford 5 more, and that 3 of those we're going to be spearmen, and 3 of those are going to be the heavy units. Oh, but that's 6. So let me take that back. The cavalry can wait, because what I'm going to do is discharge the mounted sergeants. In fact, this is what we can do. Send the sergeants to this army and send these guys up here. Now it can be done.
Ready for orders.
All right. Then our own army here, we probably could use some longbowmen to help bolster this army also. Don't really have a lot of funds, but perhaps I can hire 1 or 2 if they're available. There we are.
Come.
And we
Fight
got
with
1
us.
started. Good enough for me. And we're getting close to being able to move north. That's exciting to me. And William, I know you're not happy being parked down here. You want to keep on the move, and I want to get you on the move here shortly. But it might not be a bad idea to get the Blades of Mercy built up a little bit more too. What do we have the ability to recruit in Orléans? Well, we will have the ability to get some basic spearmen into your army, which will help. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is go ahead and start the next turn and see where that takes us. We're getting close to ending the episode, but let's see how close we're going to feel after the next turn to be able to move these armies to the north. And also, I'm itching to get the armies moving to the south too. So let's take this turn and see how close we feel. And I think we're setting ourselves up for some fun battles to come here. See you on the other side.
An alliance would truly benefit us all and keep enemies suitably awed. Will you move to meet us on this?
No, we shall not. All right, looks like we've completed a few, or 1 building at least. We have a population surplus in Mercia, population surplus in Normandy, which we will take a look at when we have a chance. I'm probably not looking to spend too many funds at the moment there. Let's see, Normandy, yeah. We finished the Catholic Priory in Ireland, which is good news. Let's go take a peek at what it looks like over here. Of course, the Catholic Priory helps with sanitation, but for the time being, since we are experience a little bit of the pestilence, we can't see the direct impact that'll have on us until the pestilence subsides. Household gained, we gained an illuminated Bible, which will help with religious conversion influence, which isn't an issue for us right now. And we gained a learned tutor to help our research rate faction-wide. And we have gone on and looks like we've advanced and developed advanced castle architecture, which is good. It means up here, let's see, we'll be able to increase to the level 3 stronghold now. And in fact, our engineer workshop is going to be available to upgrade to level 3. I'm wondering, does that mean trebuchet at that point or what? We'll have to take a look at that coming up. We have tons of options down here as far as which way to go. We can go the economic route on this little tier to get us up to the level 3 port to really help our income. We also have a need to get the level 3 metropolis available, but that gets some other income bonuses along with it too, with the market square and inn and whatnot. So I have some options, or we have some options ahead of us to see which direction, which tier we want to go in for the future. And then as far as sanitation, which actually is mostly under control right now, the next level for sanitation is the clinic is way over here. So that's a ways off for that one. And if we need public order help, the gallows is sitting right here. So yeah, we got all sorts of options to look at. But what I'll do is probably take a closer look off camera, and next episode we'll figure out our next research point. I want to thank all of you for sticking out this episode. Unfortunately, it's not the kind that are always the most fun when we don't have a battle, but sometimes that happens. I can't just keep going till we get a battle, or the episodes are just going to run too long. So this happens occasionally, and we're getting ourselves, though, poised to move forward. Look at this army that we have ready to get moving, and we only have 1 turn left on replenishment there, 2 turns left here. The support army, we got 1 more turn there to get them going with hires, and if we wait another couple turns, yeah, that puts us in range to be able to have a battle moving north next episode. So we'll see if we want to spruce up with a few more longbowmen here and then move north in force to take down Scotland. Then we're itching to do the same thing in the south. I'm just itching. You know, William, he doesn't like sitting around. He's been William the Conqueror, if you ask me, even though he has a different nickname with his army here, the Fists of the Father. But he's helping get the public order in Vienna under control, which is good, but we're itching to get moving against Toulouse. I tell you that right now. We do have some nice levy units coming on board, but I don't want to wait for that army to be complete yet. Maybe we'll do some quick hires over here with the Blades of Mercy, led by the other William over here, and start the advancement down south with Toulouse before our heir is ready with his levied army that will soon be coming. So that's kind of where we're sitting at. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hit me a like, hit the subscribe so you don't miss these fun upcoming battles. And I appreciate y'all watching, especially those of you that are still listening to me and hearing me say thank you. I appreciate you probably just a little bit more than everybody else, because you're giving me these quality views that I totally appreciate. And I want to just thank you so much for that. Hope to see y'all next time. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world.